2. We're good.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your House. And of course, I am your director, Hollywood House. And you already know them vibes. When we slide on through, we gonna give you that work round the clock when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And we do it so well because when we give it to you, we manage to give it to you when you are in your house. Maybe you're on the road. Maybe you're hitting shows. Maybe you on a layover waiting on the plane. Maybe you're waiting for your match. Maybe you need to just pop us in your ears and let us give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business, as we have done for, my goodness, it's been about 4-5 years now. We've been giving y'all that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business, and we continue to give it to you as we have a really great episode planned for you today, and we're definitely going to get to it. I'm about to bring in my great co-host, but of course I got to take this opportunity real quick to thank you guys. Thank you so much for making us a 5-star podcast on Apple Podcasts. Hey, it's truly appreciated. All the work that we put into the show, we've got a lot of big things coming up around the just around the corner, y'all. Like heavy, and I mean heavy. And we're definitely gonna get to that. But before we do that, I got to bring in my co-host because we got a big episode. We got a guest for y'all today, and it's gonna be a movie, Jack. I promise you that much. And I need somebody who can curate a little bit of content, a little bit of chaos. I gotta listen. After knowing the guests that we have that is here today, it is going to be heavy chaos on this episode. I'm just gonna keep it a band with y'all right now. There's gonna be a whole lot of chaos on this episode, and to curate that, I got my man over here, and that is Hypocrisy Jones. How's it going, bro?
Bro, I am about to curate all the hypocrisy in the world, and you know this is going to be a big episode. Yo, we got a big special guest that you're going to announce in just a second after I quit, after I shut up. But man, we got so much to talk about in the world of WWE, AEW. You know your boy CM Punk. We gonna talk a little bit about that. We gonna talk a little bit about everything, everything, and then some.
Absolutely, bro. It's gonna be a big, heavy episode. Like you said, so much to talk about, dog. Whether it be the CM Punk situation, we got Payback that just came through. Big, heavy wrestling weekend. We had All Out over in Chicago. We had Monday Night Raw. I mean, it was back to back to back. There was shows this entire Labor Day weekend, and so we wanted to have a really big episode. We wanted to have a really big situation where we talk about all the things going on. And
hey, Hollywood,
man.
Let's talk about me.
Oh man.
Oh, he
he
stepped on me.
He bit on the intro. Oh my God, bit on the intro. He just coming in strong and all sorts of ish.
So it's my man here, as you guys heard him. He's over there blazing it up over there in the Carolina
blazing?
Territories. Pro
we blazing?
Matt, blazing, bro. Straight blazing.
We passing?
Because I have a blazer.
Oh, that kind of blaze. My bad.
It's recreational use in North Carolina, okay? I have to go to Virginia for that. Anyway.
My man, and that is Aloysius Skipper Jenkins III, music producer, pro wrestling manager. Welcome to In Your House, bro.
Welcome.
So I appreciate you at least pronouncing my name right, but you got to have a certain energy. It's Aloysius Skipper Jenkins III. Yes, you have to say the whole thing. Yes, you have to say it every time.
Oh, it's like a Tribe Called Quest.
Exactly. A pimp named Slickback is my second cousin.
Got it. I got you, bro. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, bro. Once again, like I said, a whole lot of chaos is going to be on this episode. We got a lot to unpack with you, man. I've been watching you for a long time. We've had interactions, in the DMs and whatnot. But I have been watching you and a lot of the work that you've been doing over there and your territories and whatnot, working with somebody as talented as former In Your House guest, the Infinite Man Tim. He's been around killing it for years, and now you're managing him, man. Let's go ahead and jump out the gate real quick with everything that you're doing. How did you get with Tim? That's one big thing, because I saw you jump on the scene and see all the work that you're doing. I believe it was like, where did you do Heroes and Legends?
Yeah, I was just about to get into that. That's where we
Yes.
that's where we actually met, but we didn't meet because you were being Hollywood and you were just like,
Yes.
oh, this random dude sitting at the commentary desk. And you didn't
He be doing that. He did that to you too,
keep
man.
doing that.
Oh,
Man, that's
So-
how we
Dude,
started
like,
our relationship.
who
So-
this guy ever
I,
be?
I swear to God, I walked up to this dude and he was like, "Yeah, go give me a drink," and I was just like, "All right, well, I guess I'm getting him a drink, huh?"
Hollywood.
Like, oh, okay, bet. So I don't I hold grudges. I don't let them go. So because of that, I have orchestrated this whole thing. Haha, joke's on you. I'm coming on here to talk shit. No, I'm joking.
My man. So you started. So is Hero Legends where you started out? Was that your first show, or where did you start out at? Because when you came up there, I know that you was there to do commentary. You definitely had a good look about you, with your commentary partner at the time, and I got a chance to meet him. And it seemed like you guys flowed really well from what I heard from the time that I was out there. But how did you guys end up linking with that? And was that your guys' first show? Was that your first wrestling situation?
Okay, so the way I started was I went to a wrestling school like everybody else. I
Right.
looked for training. Then found out that I had really bad cartilage tear in my knee. Um,
Mhm.
Meniscus, ACL, all that just messed up. So I was like, I'm a hold off. I'm gonna get this looked at. I'm gonna do all the homeopathic stuff and all the
Right.
physical training. Try to get this well before I actually
Smoked weed. Just say it. Sorry.
listen.
I'm
What
sorry. I'm
happened-
sorry.
What had happened was it was this dog, right? And so
Go ahead,
he
bro.
just he throwing out homeopathic, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
you know what I mean, it's from the earth for me and for you.
Hey.
Take advantage.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
Yeah, he ain't wrong.
But
He's not wrong.
I was like, you know what? I know wrestling, right? I have a
Yeah.
mind for wrestling.
Right.
I used to write stories and I used to make characters. Like we all had some type of wrestling game where we created characters. Well, back
Yes.
then the stories for the created characters was trash. So I would write my own stories. And it was just like, oh, boom, I could do that
Me
for
too.
real.
Me too.
So I went up to the trainer of the wrestling school, who is Teddy, and that's the person that needs to pay what he owes. But we'll get into that later.
Right.
I spoke to Teddy and I'm like, look, I want to do commentary. Give me a shot. And he gave me a shot, and it was just on from there. That was about a year and a half before Heroes and Legends, because I think
Okay.
I actually jumped out there like 2018.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, so that just shut everything down.
Right.
but-
Right.
Yeah, Heroes and Legends was my first. That was my second convention that I've ever done.
Okay. Cool.
I've done Dragon Con for 2 years in a row now.
Okay. Right on.
Actually, no, I take that back. That was my third convention because I did Colossal Con that same year. I've done that 2 years in a row. I've done Dragon Con 2 years in a row. I've done Ichiban Con. I've done Triad Con, WrestleCade. But yeah, it's just been a whirlwind, man. And
Yeah.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Yes, man.
Sounds like
Yes.
it.
No, you really been out here doing work, bro. And it's not straight up, it's not going unnoticed, like when I see people that's doing the stuff similar to what I'm doing, like you like in all seriousness, like I know, we play a character and whatnot, but in all seriousness, like when I see cats that's like doing the stuff that I'm doing and like seeing my formula and whatnot, and they're like, hey, you know, I see a lane for myself in that. You know what I'm saying? Because that was me too. Like I was like, I see a lane for myself. I can only do the best I can to help that person, because like there's just needs more creative minds out there. Like I definitely know, like with your injury and whatnot, like you intended to wrestle, but like I see that you have a mind for the business outside of just what's going on between the ropes. Like I started out doing commentary and transitioned into being a manager, and then I started doing some backstage correspondence. So like just being an entertaining Swiss Army knife of different things that you can do on top of producing content, man, like I got nothing but love for it. So seeing you doing everything that you're doing, and stuff is shaking for you, like I'm happy to see it. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Exactly. So one of the major things that warranted me to get into this space, because anybody can be a wrestler, right? But what I realized is not a lot of backstage people or commentators or just people on your screen that don't wrestle that look like us. It's not a lot of people in these boardrooms and in these backstage meetings, in these creative meetings, that look like us or came from a similar background as us.
True.
That's why I applaud AEW for what they were doing with certain people. Now, we all know that Big Swole was right, but when it comes
fair is fair.
When it comes to what they were doing with Swerve, like, can I say nigga?
You can say nigga.
Said it now. I ain't bleeping it.
A lot of nigga shit, and I appreciate that. That was some nigga shit, and that kept me. You let Rick Ross called Keith Lee a big motherfucker on TV. That's
great, bro.
You're not wrong.
That was great.
You're not wrong. I love that story because, like, one, Han and I were just talking about this. We were just having this conversation as to what got us here and what got us to the roles that we're doing now. Like, and like, it's because like we didn't see people like us in the backstage doing commentary and things like that. I also have a similar journey because like the knee pains and knee surgeries and such. So like I couldn't be doing no flippy dippy nothing shit. So like I feel your pain there. But isn't that so beautiful how like we've come to this realization that like to be in wrestling you don't have to be a wrestler. Like and sometimes they need more non-wrestlers than they really do wrestlers, because some people need to stop wrestling. No offense.
Listen, there's an oversaturation on wrestlers, bro. Like straight up, like there's an oversaturation on wrestlers. But as far as what we do, everything that we do, whether it be backstage correspondence, managing, commentary, that's stuff that usually guys who aren't good enough to wrestle or can't wrestle for whatever reason and whatnot, they get relegated to that and they don't want to do it. Like I think for guys like us, like we saw those roles and we embraced them, because I know, definitely speaking for myself and speaking for Hype, like we're very big on the entertainment factor of things. Like we love the wrestling, like bell to bell, incredible. And if you're putting out great matches like this, like some of the stuff we've seen over the last few days, then that's great. But you got to have your Michael Coles, you got to have your Bobby Heenans, you got to have your Prince Nanas, you got to have your Excaliburs, you got to have your Samantha Irvins, you got to have it, bro. You got to have those people back there that is like, let me take this role, let me embrace it, let me make it my own. And I think that when you got motivated people that love to entertain in those roles, it's nothing but magic.
Facts. And it's also a great thing when you have like-minded people who look at the wrestling business the same way you do. Those people link up, because that's one of the reasons me and Tim linked up. We just had a conversation one day about about wrestling, because some people is like, oh, wrestling's a sport. Some people is like, oh, wrestling is art. Man, wrestling saved my life. And you can clip that if you like. Wrestling saved my life. If it was not for wrestling, I don't know where I would be in life, or where I would be, like physically, mentally. I don't know where I would be, man.
Yeah.
For that, I'm going to give this wrestling thing every bit that I got. Straight like that.
Love that.
We love it, man.
Love that.
We love it.
Love
that's
that.
the energy that's the energy that's needed in the business.
Like, I definitely see it in you. I definitely see it in guys like Hype. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like Josh Joseph, he's another one. People
Voice.
that
Shout out the Voice, bro.
The Voice, yeah, much love, bro. Like, and much respect to all you wrestlers. Like, this is not to say because you guys are the ones that's putting y'all's body on the line for our entertainment. But I just want to say, like, the roles that we play is still pivotal in wrestling. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever watched a wrestling show without commentary, bro. It just don't hit the same. It don't hit the same.
No.
Okay, so
I dare to say that I watch more wrestling by just listening to the commentary sometimes than I actually do watching what's on screen, because I can see in my head what they're telling me.
It's the lyrics to the song, bro.
That.
Ooh, that's a bar. This is how I look at it. Most people, especially me, back in the early 2000s or even the 2010s, wrestling on, but it was background. It was background. They weren't really cooking like they cooking now. Sometimes they were. You give them a solid 20 and they gonna cook, but they cooking like that. It was more story driven, which I still love. I like the story. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But yeah, and that's why commentary is so important. That's why we had the Jerry King Lawler, who was saying the most inappropriate shit ever. We got the Michael Coles, we got the JBLs. JBL, people may not like him, but on commentary, he was funny. Booker T, people may not like Booker T on commentary, but he's funny and he's needed.
Yes.
I like his role. Uncle
Book, the Uncle Book role. I like it.
Uncle Book, man, listen. Do y'all know who Black Snow is?
Oh no, educate us.
Black Snow.
Let us know.
Let us in.
Black Snow. Okay, Black Snow is Booker T's name when he did commentary.
Oh, what?
Oh yes, in TNA.
Black Snow.
Oh, yes, TNA. Yep. Okay, I'm with it now.
Black Snow actually commentated Booker T beating up on people. That was the best thing I ever seen in my life.
Oh, I've seen that video. That was great. I've seen that video. Good stuff, man. And like, that's like you said, like, and you talk about Booker T. I honestly thought that when our man, it's gonna be a cheap plug here, Hype, when our man Elijah Burke did commentary for TNA. The Pope, and I think he was really good on commentary. I think that he added to what he was doing. So like, there's a place for it. Like, there's definitely a place for it, especially when you care. Like, I enjoyed doing commentary straight up. I kind of played both sides of the fence. I did a little color and some play-by-play. I would call some of the moves and whatnot. I enjoyed calling the moves. But for me, it was just getting those quips in there and getting your personality in there, not completely making it about you, but taking those little opportunities to show your personality when doing commentary. And I can definitely see something like that for you, bro, as far as you on commentary, because you're a naturally funny guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Hold on, why is it about me? It's always about me. Do you know who I am?
As it should be. I feel like we are kindred spirits in this.
I see it.
Not about me.
I see
it. So
if it wasn't, it wouldn't go down. Of course you got the guys that's grabbing, that's bumping and feeding and everything. You got the guys that's actually out there doing the deal. But if it wasn't for me, the deals wouldn't get done outside the ring. You need me to ask the hard questions. You need me out there. You need that support system. Everybody needs a support system.
You hear that, household? You need Aloysius Skipper Jenkins the third, and you see how I did the whole thing because I listen, right? And because he is
The whole thing,
needed.
bro.
He's needed for this household. He's needed for this podcast right now. He is so necessary, and he's making deals. He's making deals during this podcast right now. Y'all don't even know.
You see what
He
I'm
probably over
saying?
there typing away some deals right now, getting some money,
Listen,
getting to the bag.
I like how y'all have y'all weekly podcast, but y'all should have like a clip show with me, with me.
Bring him on.
It's just the stuff that I like in wrestling, because if Jade was still wrestling, it would be Jade every week.
Oh man, I miss her.
You're not wrong.
Hey, we can beat over her. Like, word up.
I miss her so much, bro. When she coming back?
Between her, Athena, and Willow, we can fight.
Oh, listen, that sounds like a brawl to me. Because I love me some Athena. Like Athena, yeah, she the one.
Yeah, y'all
She the
fight.
one.
Y'all two fight. I'm gonna keep them three company.
Oh nah,
We
you
love
got
it.
to fight too.
We love you. Like you got to get hands too.
Oh man, I see. I'm a lover, not a fighter. This is why I'm a manager.
All right, man. All right, man.
This.
So we talked a little bit about everything that you've done.
I'm sorry.
Oh man. We talked a little bit about names that are doing great things backstage, as far as like Samantha Irvin, Prince Nana, Don Callis, Paul Heyman. I guess my question for you, as we continue getting to know you, letting the household get to know you a little bit, is who are your influences? Who influences Aloysius Skipper Jenkins the third to do the things that you do, to motivated you? Who'd you come up watching that's like, listen, I'm trying to shape who I am behind this person to make who I am?
So I'm a student, right? I try to, anything that I want to do, I'm like a sponge. So I go out and I seek information from the best. And doing the research, like wanting to get into commentary, it was Bobby the Brain Heenan. It was Booker T. You know what I mean? Batista's down. You know what I mean? It was JBL. It was Mauro Ranallo.
Oh, I loved him.
You know, I looked at all of them and I just took their style and kind of made it my own. You know, I realized what all of them do. All of them have in common. You know, you tell the story. You tell what's going on. Like, oh, it looks like he's going to do this. Oh, he did this. Did y'all see when he did that? That's commentary.
Exactly.
Yep.
If you can, you should be able, like we were saying earlier, you should be able to close your eyes and hear what those people are saying and know exactly what's going on in the ring.
Yeah.
You should know exactly what's going on.
I agree with that, man. I agree with that. What about as far as managing? Who influenced you? Like I know you're digging deep into the manager role, which I'm loving to see the content you're putting out. So who influenced you as a manager?
First off, let me go back. Because I'll be remiss if I didn't mention my mentor, but he doesn't know he's my mentor. Even though I've met him like 4 or 5 times. Caprice Coleman.
Oh, I love Caprice. I've met him a couple times.
I have soaked up so much game from Caprice Coleman in real life and in TV. Like, Caprice Coleman is him. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. Love that guy.
Two things. The fact that he's still wrestling at a professional level at this age. Like, that's incredible. That's number one. Number two, you know, the whole Northern Light suplex deal that one of the Young Bucks do? That was Caprice Coleman. He stole his whole style, bar for bar.
Well, they worked together a lot in Ring of Honor, so I believe that they saw him doing it and just decided to add it to their repertoire. Caprice Coleman, he's incredible. I mean, really incredible guy. Great on commentary. I do believe he's still commentating for Ring of Honor too.
Yep. But back to your original question, managers. Man, my top 3.
Okay, all right. Let's hear it.
My top 3. Paul Bearer. There's
All-time
not one time when Paul Bearer did a storyline and it wasn't memorable. Even when he was red hair, Paul Bearer, like the man was entertaining. He did his job. He did what he was supposed to do, inside, outside the ring, on the mic, with the urn, take the lid off and the light go, like insane. I actually got my name from this person.
Okay.
Because I am the new mouth of the South, and Jimmy Hart, the old mouth of the South, actually christened me with that name. So I always love Jimmy Hart, because he's a wrestling genius. Like, he knows the business,
and a
just
musical.
like I was just about to get into that. And the man made theme songs. Like, the man could sing. He was in a band.
Yeah, yes, he was.
Dude, I do this when I ain't touring.
It's great, man.
He was Chris Jericho before Chris Jericho.
Yeah, little known fact about him. Did you guys know that he did the NWO Wolfpack theme song?
Yes.
Cold.
Yes.
Cold. Like, I did not expect Jimmy Hart to put out that banger, but yeah, he did make the NWO Wolfpack theme song. That man is a straight up GOAT, and probably besides Paul Heyman, one of the only like top draw managers. Like, that man is a draw. He still draws to this day. I mean, he was heavy in the Hulkamania era and whatnot. Guy was always in the top.
He was the best part of Hulkamania.
Yeah,
he was
the best part.
I'll take it a step further. Do y'all remember when NWO beat up Rey Mysterio and threw him into the side of the trailer?
Yeah, they lawn darted him.
Yep.
Nobody remembers what happened immediately before that. Jimmy Hart came out and stopped the match and said, I don't care that y'all are beefing. These niggas over here is beating up Rey Mysterio. That little nigga need help. Come on,
help this man.
Oh my God.
He about to go back to Mexico and never return. Don't let him leave.
Ah, man.
Man. Jimmy Hart is a GOAT. Is a GOAT.
Yeah, absolutely. All I keep picturing is Rey Mysterio lawn darting off that truck, man.
Man.
Dang.
Wow, man.
That I never forget. I remember watching that in real time, like, oh my God, he is dead.
Dead.
He's
stuff,
dead.
Man. All right, who's your third, man? Who's number three? Number three,
because you already mentioned Paul Heyman. I'm not gonna go into him, but
okay.
Teddy Long.
Love it. Love the energy.
Sleeper. I like it though.
Teddy Long managed Doom.
Yes.
White Boy Challenge.
You know, it's the Mac Militant. The White Boy Challenge was something else.
You see what man?
That's it.
They would never do that on TV again.
Nah. Maybe an Impact. They might get away with it.
Yo.
Maybe they get
that's a good pick.
Trinity do a white girl challenge.
Oh, shit.
Beat up
I like
George.
that pick.
That'd be great.
I like that pick, Teddy Long, man. Of course, we know he managed Doom, managed Rodney Mack, but then ended up having a really great career as he developed into general manager of SmackDown, memorable runs, longly tenured. So, like, definitely Teddy Long is somebody who
spent all that time as a referee.
Yeah, man, like, he's somebody that knows how to raise through the ranks. Like, that's one thing that I feel like Teddy Long is underrated about, is that, like you said, he was a referee. Then I believe he became a senior referee. Then he moved up into managing. Then he ended up becoming a general manager. So, like, that's the growth and the evolution that you see. And, like, yeah, Teddy Long is that guy when it comes to kind of changing that role and recreating himself. You know, we got nothing but love for Teddy Long here. I just don't want to get blocked by him on X. Like, I don't even go on another blocking spree.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna tell you something that a lot of people don't remember. Teddy Long managed a tag team that had the tag team belts in WCW. And it was Too Cold Scorpio and Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
gosh.
Lil Buff.
Oh my gosh.
Little Buff.
Lil Buff. He wasn't Big Buff then. He was Lil Buff.
Because he didn't have the stuff.
Yeah. Well, he
There
wasn't
was no
on the
stuff
stuff. Yeah.
It was a whole different situation. That's
That was
crazy.
a couple conversations with Hogan later.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
I've talked to Bag. I've met Buff. That's a wild man right there.
Well,
That man is a wild man.
Well, you remember our own Joshua Joseph, The Voice? He interviewed Buff Bagwell just a couple months ago, and you can find that interview on your
He did.
YouTube
Y'all go back
and
and
on
listen
the
to that if you
Twitch.
get a
So go
chance.
back and listen to that for sure. Cheap plug.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, we're having a great conversation here with Aloysius Skipper Jenkins, the third pro wrestling manager, music producer, and that's going to bring us into the next thing I kind of wanted to talk about is your music, man. I know you got a little bit of things there on Spotify. I got a chance to check it out. You got a lot of talent. How does your experience in music kind of tie into what you do in as far as being in the wrestling business?
So here's the thing. I'm one of those guys that has done just about everything in music. I've just done it so low key and in the background that nobody really knows, right? So I've been a music producer for a long time. And music is my first passion. Music was my first love. When my first marriage kind of went to shit because my marriage was actually my side chick. Like,
right.
Music was my first love, right? I've been producing music. I used to write for artists, and you know, I've done some songs myself, and the way that has prepared me for wrestling is this business is cutthroat.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You ain't lying.
Business is cutthroat.
In the music business is cutthroat.
You ain't lying. They just fired CM Punk this weekend.
I
mean,
if you give a man enough rope, he'll hang himself. That's all I'm saying about that.
Business is cutthroat. You ain't lying,
man. But as far as music goes, you know, just not necessarily staying humble, because I don't like the word humble. I looked up the definition of humble, and that doesn't fit me.
Right.
You know, and people used to say I'm conceited. No, I'm not conceited. I'm convinced.
Right.
Like, I know who I am. You just don't know it yet. Give it a minute. Catch up. Flip that. That's a bar. But yeah, man, music and wrestling are pretty much one and the same. You got your popular people that the corporate has chosen to be the it people, and then you have the people who are the fan favorites, the people's choice.
Yeah.
And then you got the people who, you know, are just good, but nobody really seems to see them.
Yeah. Yep.
That was me.
Yep.
I'm always in the background. I'm never like, I never was front and center.
Yeah.
But now I'm front and center. Like, you gonna see me.
I feel that.
I feel that heavy.
And I know that.
I feel that heavy.
Both those energies, from being back in the corner, being like, let me see what these cats is doing. I could do that, but I ain't gonna tell nobody. So now I'm gonna tell everybody. Like, my name is Hypocrisy Jones, and I can say whatever the fuck I want, because who gonna tell me not to?
Who gonna tell me any different?
Yeah.
Who gonna check him?
Yeah. Colin may say something, and I may listen, but
we on that level though, bro.
Yeah.
Disrespect. Yeah, give me some money.
Yeah, but when you leave, I'll be talking again.
All right, man. All right, man. So we still got a big episode. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's as far as getting to know you and the household getting to know you, I think it's been great. Let me ask you, man, what are your aspirations for this business? I know you come from a musical background. You're over there tearing it up, working with a lot of different talents. I've seen you, I've seen you grace the screen with like Chris Bay, big time. I believe he's currently an Impact Tag Team Champion. Tim's been burning it up for many years, and all the stuff that he's done, whether it was in a tag team or as a solo now, being the Infinite Man, he's just been great over the years. And now you're putting your stamp on those type of names in a meaningful way as a manager, as somebody who's trying to form a conglomerate, a family and whatnot. What are your aspirations for this business? What will make you happy at the end of the day? When you're like, you know what? I don't got nothing for it anymore. I might want to call it. What are you hoping to accomplish? What are some of your biggest aspirations in the wrestling business?
The biggest aspirations I have, there's two. Number one, leave it better than I found it.
Absolutely.
Like it's so much crap, just crap people in wrestling.
Oh yeah.
I just want to be the change that I want to see. And that goes into the second part. I want our people to be comfortable to enjoy something, right?
Yeah.
It's always like a stigma with certain things, like, oh, if you like this, you're weird. Like, what? Well, yeah, I'm weird. So you weird too.
Yep.
Like, it's been plenty of times I've invited some of the homies to a wrestling show, and they're like, I don't know. And then they come out and it's like, yo,
this was fun.
This was fun.
Yeah.
I would come back next month. They might actually get me this time, but they won't.
Yep.
I want wrestling to be a safe space for everyone.
Yeah.
But especially the people who look like us.
Yes.
So that's my aspirations. Also, to win all the belts, every last one.
Of course, every belt.
Yes. Last one. You see what Christian doing with Luchasaurus? He stole my whole flow.
I know, he took the whole gimmick, bro. He carrying around acting like he the champion. I'm like, oh man.
Look,
I did that with P in a merge.
TV and was like, we, and I said, we. We.
Oh man. He was ahead of it. He was ahead of the time, bro.
Listen, we gonna be in AEW soon, and I'm be able to, see him in the locker room, shake his hand, and whisper in his ear like, I know where you got that from. I know where you got it from. Adam ain't here to save you.
Well, I mean, he might be coming.
I don't know. Who knows? That's the word. Who knows? Who knows?
On that, okay. So I had a like fantasy booking moment, right?
Okay.
So we know the grand scheme of everything was supposed to be the Elite versus CMFTR. That was where we were heading to, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So bet we got FTR. We just need a third man. Well, where's FTR from?
North Carolina, right?
They're from North Carolina.
Yep.
Where does Adam Edge Copeland live?
North Carolina. I see what you're doing there. I see how you're connecting those dots.
He's cooking.
I could connect those same dots, but
he's cooking.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
FTR posted some pictures at Adam's house. So they locked in.
Okay.
Something happened. There's a situation.
Much of a stretch.
All right, man. All right. So we're talking wrestling right now. We're gonna be talking. We got a heavy episode. We got Payback. We got we got All Out. We got Monday Night Raw. My man,
hey, Khan, don't you forget. Don't you forget. You have something. You have something you have to do. You have something you have to tell the people, the household, everybody. You got a statement to make.
Most definitely. I do. So Aloysius, I'm sorry, Aloysius Skipper Jenkins the third. I gotta say the whole thing. Would you care to stick around with us and talk a little bit about what's going on in the WWE, AEW? Have a little conversation with us?
I'll stay as long as I don't have any phone calls, because as soon as somebody call me, I'm out.
It's money, right?
Got you.
It might be money. Got you. All right.
Ignore
So
you stay on because we'll take some money too.
I know. I'm trying to catch. I'm trying
We'll
to get some game.
We'll package this deal together. All we got to do. I got you.
I'm trying to get some game. All right. So we had Payback this past Saturday. We had some Saturday night wrestling going down. And as my man Hype alluded to, we had an opening match. And this opening match was a banger. I mean, banger.
I know you ain't over there trying to undersell this match right now.
And it was Becky Lynch, and she faced Trish Stratus in a cage match that
let's talk about it.
I might have said some things, and might not have been so complimentary. We'll leave it at that. On this podcast. But I have orchestrated a Trish Stratus public apology. I'm a man who can admit when he's wrong. I'm a man who stands on it. I've been criticizing this woman and her promo work for the last couple of months. And I was a prime person who was saying, this feud's going on too long. I'm tired of seeing it. Now I have to eat my words. I have to eat my words with my public apology as written.
Oh wait, you gonna clip it and put the sad music behind it?
It's gonna be sad.
Oh, trust me, I'm gonna save this. This is gonna be saved. Make sure your voice is clear. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Right.
Enunciate.
Dear Trish Stratus, I hope this letter finds you in good spirits and not too suplexed by life's challenges. I'm writing to apologize for my previous blunder and unintentional offense that it may have caused. Please know that it was about as graceful as a wrestler attempting their first moonsault and missing the mark entirely. Trish, I am sorry. I apologize. You are a queen. Your greatness exudes you. In my defense, I was trying to be clever, but I ended up about as smooth as a botched figure 4 leg lock. It seems I misunderstood the situation, and for that, I am truly sorry. Also, I have to add in there, Hype was right.
Yeah. Wait. Say that again. Say it part. One more time.
Hype was right. If there's one thing I've learned from watching years of WWE is that everyone deserves a second chance in the ring. And I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive my verbal body slam of a response and criticism of you. In the spirit of moving forward, I would like to say that I have been thoroughly sports entertained by you, stratified, and I like to end it with thank you, Trish.
Good.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Round of applause.
Yes, that was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. I'll tell you, the best part of it was when you said that Hype was right twice. All the rest, it was much needed. But thank you for being such a strong man and being able to admit when you were wrong.
Hey, we got to stand on it, man, because I got to say that cage match actually was an absolute banger. I thoroughly enjoyed that match, bell to bell, start to finish.
And it was brutal, dog. Did you see Trish after the match? All the bruises and contusions and just
she had a big old nana on her forehead. She had a big nana on her forehead. That's what my mom used to call him, a nana.
A nana?
She had to look more like
Yeah, she did, man. She did. All right, man. What was you thinking about this match as you was watching it?
Go ahead, Aloysius. I'm sorry.
So I remember the beginning of the match where the guy in the front row was talking shit, and Trish came up to him real close and said, "Shut the fuck up." I would have folded. I would have folded like a lawn chair. Yes, ma'am. my ancestors would look down on me like, nigga, do you see that? I'm lactose intolerant, but I try.
Try.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's not what we talking about. We talking about wrestling. My bad.
Oh man, no, this match was good. I gotta say, as far as Trish goes, and everything that she's doing, one thing that I really noticed is that she did the honors. She ended up putting over Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch needed to win the feud, but also at the same time, she also got Zoe Stark over, and now we see Zoe Stark kind of on her way doing her singles thing. But Trish Stratus, I mean, at this point, I mean, the way that she looked and like. I had to remember, I'm like, that's right. She was a fitness model before she was a professional wrestler. So she looks like even she might be 44, 45. She looks great. She's in incredible shape, looks good. The match was great. And I got to say, if out of all the things I have said, the one positive thing that I have said is that I'll take as much Trish Stratus as we can get because I did not expect her to spend the entire summer working with WWE. I thought a little bit after WrestleMania we might lose her. I even thought after SummerSlam we might lose her, and now we're still getting Trish. So I find that to be great. And at this point, with everything that I've seen, everything that she's become. I mean, even bringing back the mask from 2004, bringing back that old school look from back then. I mean, it's been great. And seeing everything that she's doing has been great. I would honestly not be mad at this point if we decided to have a Trish Stratus title run one time for the one time. I'm not against it. I'm enjoying her work. I'm enjoying what she's doing. I'm looking at it not just nostalgically from the work that she did years ago. And I'm not becoming a prisoner of the moment just because she had a good match on Saturday. I look back at these last couple of weeks with some of the things that she's done, even the Bulldog through the table on last week's Monday Night Raw. Like, there's a track record of she's out here and she's really out here doing this. And this is the Trish Stratus that we're going to see. This is a Trish Stratus I think could be a pivotal point in any women's division.
Yeah, I've been championing this Trish Becky feud from the jump. Man, and it got so much better once, and I hate saying this, and maybe I'll have to make my own public apology later, but it got so much better after we got Lita out of the equation. It improved tenfold, and like this is how you put people over. This is how you help to keep stars built, help build new stars, and this is a roadmap. Maybe some places, some other companies, 3-letter companies should be taking note how to use their legends and things.
I agree with that, man. I thought this match was great. I mean, to see Trish go this deep into a match at this stage in her career, to me, honestly, it's wonderful to see. I really enjoyed it, and this whole show, honestly, was a pretty good show. You said either it was last week or the week before that, Hype. You said you think this is going to be a sneaky good show, and once again, you were absolutely right. That's exactly what the show was: sneaky good. We got a chance to see LA Knight go up against The Miz.
Yeah.
And they had the element of John Cena as the special guest referee. I'm going to start with Hype here because I know we kind of had some differing thoughts on John Cena being the special guest referee.
Yeah,
I really I think he kind of picked it up a little bit throughout the match, but a lot of the time when me and my wife was watching it and checking it, I was like, it was a lot of the time he was just kind of standing there watching things happen, and I was like, man, like I think that a ref does absolutely, a good ref actually does help with the flow of the match, because it was kind of daunting seeing John Cena just standing there watching the action instead of seemingly calling things. Once again, he got better throughout there, but definitely. I thought the match was good on it. I thought the match was good on his own, and it didn't really need the John Cena element.
I like the John Cena element. I know
you did. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I liked the John Cena element because I knew that it was building to something else, and not to look too far or cover Raw, but as we can see, it is working towards another John Cena Miz feud, which would
Yeah.
probably culminate in India, which if I was to speculate or guess, because we know John Cena's having a big match in India, first time ever, da 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 da.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
this will probably be a feud that leads to him and Miz. And I saw,
Yeah.
so when I saw John Cena as special guest referee, although he did play everything very, very loose as far as a referee goes, I could see where it was going to make sense later. And I could see where they were building those pieces as to okay, well, what are we doing next? Because we have a whole fall of John Cena, and maybe this is the fall of John Cena. But like, you see what I did there? Yeah, yep. But I'm very interested in seeing how this goes forward. And bro, LA Knight was in the match, so just give me a yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we had this match. Aloysius Skipper Jenkins the third. My man, what was you thinking about LA Knight and the Miz?
So I like this match. I like the John Cena element, and just like Hype was saying, it, of course, is leading to a feud with Miz. But on the flip side, that could also be a little feud for LA Knight. That could be his WrestleMania match.
Oh yeah, that would definitely. And they've been building LA Knight really well, so I could definitely see that down the line. There was a little bit of friction between the two through that match.
Right.
If we can get a culmination of all three of them.
Listen, the Miz and Triple Threats underrated, but always put on.
The Miz is underrated as a whole. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time, to be honest. And honestly, one of the people that I mold my career after. So like, he's that guy.
Yeah.
He's entertaining. He is the epitome of a sports entertainer. The king of soft style. But
yeah. That it's that safe style, not soft style, safe style. That man ain't never been injured.
Yeah, man. He's managed to keep his career at an even keel, and that's like that's somebody that you can rely on. Like that's great. That's great when you're able to have somebody that you can rely on. And I mean, we can even talk about the fact that the man is he plays a consistent role of, hey, we need a baby face that we're trying to get over. Who can we put him in a feud with? Miz is consistent, and he always makes it good and makes it his own. Miz is very underrated. I do agree with that.
Miz gonna make his money.
Absolutely, 100%. And LA Knight went over. Miz now moves on to his next situation. We'll see what happens. What's next for LA Knight on SmackDown? But we got to move on to Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory. Not a bad match. I just think it kind of was what it was. I don't think that anything kind of moved forward in any kind of way from this match. I guess the question is going to be what's next for Austin Theory? What's next for Rey Mysterio? Once again, this match is a match I knew was on the card, but for me, it didn't really it didn't move the needle for me. Not saying it was bad, but it just didn't move the needle for me. Aloysius, what was you thinking about Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory?
It was a SmackDown match on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a pay-per-view match.
Right.
Like, okay, hear me out. Take Austin Theory, Rey Mysterio, put that on TV, and give us the Gunther and Chad Gable on Payback. It would have made more sense to me.
Yeah, I would have been mad at that.
Wouldn't be mad at it at all. Again, wasn't a bad match. It was serviceable. You know, shout out to both these performers. They went out there and they did their thing, but it just wasn't what we expect from a pay-per-view caliber match.
Absolutely. No, I agree with that.
SmackDown, Raw, oh, we would have loved it. Oh, okay, yeah, this is all right. But because it was on a pay-per-view, it's like, all right.
Yeah, that's my mindset on it. Once again, they both did great. It was the match was what it was, and we're gonna see what happens next coming out of that match. But I also understand probably this match was probably considered their cool off match or what have you. Hype, what was your mindset on Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory?
Good for Rey Mysterio. I can't wait for he and Dominic to face off again with United States champion versus North American champion match. I don't know if y'all
Ooh,
been
that'll be
thinking
good.
about this, but like I've been thinking about this. I'm like, oh man, this is what's happening. But and then I can't wait for Austin Theory to go into tag team regulation with Grayson Waller, because I think their tag team might be actually Lil Mage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see some cooking there.
But other than
I
the match was kind of missable. I mean, it wasn't my favorite match. Not gonna lie. But I do have one thing. What
Sure.
is like? Do y'all know do y'all know what kind of bag like Rey Mysterio's getting from Cinnamon Toast Crunch from them
I'm
sponsoring
saying, bro.
all of his matches? I mean,
It's been at least 3, right?
this is the second one that I know of for sure. But like
The other one was his serious emotional feud with his son Dominic that just happened to be sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch. What the hell is that?
right.
Wild stuff.
I don't know. Like, he's a cereal mascot, and I think he should be worried a bit. A bit.
Smidge, just a smidge.
Just a
right.
tiny bit, man. At least get a better
right.
cereal.
What?
You don't like no Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Man.
Oh, we will fight.
Nah, yeah. I can't do the cinnamon, man. Like, we got cinnamon allergies in this house, and it just it be killing people and stuff. So like,
that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's different. All right, man.
Chocolate. So I understand.
Yeah.
All right. So moving right along here, we had that United States Championship match. On to another championship match, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match, a Steel City Street Fight, the Judgment Day. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. In the Judgment Day was specifically Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Send your money in the bank. And man, this match was everywhere with a whole lot of involvement. It was another one of those fun ones. I once I knew this was a street fight, I knew it was going to be all over the place. That's kind of what we saw. And I enjoy that type of energy. At the end, it was the Judgment Day who stood tall. I think it was the right move at the end of the day. I said on last week's show that if it happened, I would be surprised. I was surprised, but I was not upset about it. The Judgment Day, who we've been hearing for weeks, they're continuing to run it, and this match was great. I'll start with Hype here this time. Hype, what did you think about the Steel City Street Fight between the Judgment Day, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn?
Yeah, first off, I'm gonna shout out the voice in the chat because he said Dirty Dom has been perfect, and I agree. Look, the tag team match with Judgment Day and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was amazing, and I love the stories that they're telling with this. I also love how seamlessly, and I not to keep on saying this on the pod, but like seamlessly, WWE is just plug and play these factions. And all right, so we gonna take a break from the bloodline. We gonna let that stuff cool down. We separated Jimmy and Jay and all that stuff. All right, but now we got Judgment Day running stuff, and they got all the gold. It is play by play, the same sort of thing, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Before people are like, well, they're just doing the same thing over and over again. That they are. But they're tweaking it slightly, and they're making it conducive to each faction's characteristics.
Yeah.
Yes, it is that. Like, we knew what it was with Bloodline. Like, that's Roman Reigns. He's the head of the table. He's the chief. Like Judgment Day more so looks like a collective group that makes decisions within the collective group. Even if they bicker and fight or have a problem, it's still them. So this dynamic, although, it's still plug and play from the bloodline, it's going to show much different results. And the storylines that we're going to get out of here, especially with the addition of JD don't McGoogle me, are going to be massive. And I think we're going to ride this way for a good year and a half now, right? Like, and we're going to have great stories in it.
Yes, man. I enjoyed the match. Everything that you're saying, man, as far as plugging and playing these factions, is something that we've noticed here on the show for a while. And now the Judgment Day is having their turn. And like you said, they're cooling off on the bloodline. Aloysius, what did you think about this Steel City Street Fight? What was your mindset on it as you were watching it? And where do you think we go from there?
I love matches like this. I know lot of people don't, but I like the chaotic nature of it. I like shenanigans. You know, I love shenanigans. So I was digging this match, especially that spot where Rhea speared him through the barricade.
Oh my gosh, so good.
The only thing I didn't like was the placement of the match on the card.
Yeah.
I think they should have had the women's match before this, just so when they had the shot of everybody with the belts, it wasn't like a foregone conclusion because Rhea was right after that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Plus, the Rhea match was kind of a sleeper match, stinker match. I'm not gonna lie, like it was not the greatest of match. It would have been great to have that cool down match there, and then that train wreck.
Right, and then like not have Rhea come out at first, and then have her come out and just spear him through the thing. It would have made sense. Like, oh, okay, she hurt. She just got through fighting Miss Strowman,
right?
So now she's last gasp of energy. I'm hyped and through the barricade. I like Rhea kind of being the de facto leader of the Free Boys with the Z. Them boys. This wild boys.
I love it.
Or the Damian Priest, and then you got Dirty Dom and Finn Balor. He looked like he's come out with little tiny draws on. There's some nasty, freaky boys there.
Don't be kink shaming over here, yo. Don't be kink shaming. We about to change Dom's name to Dirty Sub though.
Listen. I think me and my partner was talking about it. Like, if Dom was ever in a strap match, would he win or would he lose? Or would he just throw the match and be like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm getting whooped.
Oh no, it's the strap. I'm afraid.
Put the heavy wink in there.
I think he has to play it like, bro, you don't know? I do this for fun. Like
oh, that would
this a regular Tuesday evening for me.
Yeah. Have you seen Rhea?
We getting tacos after this. Taco Tuesday, Will.
Man. Oh man, but it's great stuff, man. It's great stuff. We seeing it with the Judgment Day, and they running Monday Night Raw. But we had a different element come to Monday Night Raw that was revealed also on Payback, as we had the Grayson Waller effect, and Grayson Waller had on Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes revealed that there's going to be a new member of the Raw roster, and that new member is main event Jey Uso. So he was fired for about 2 weeks. He back now. You know, he took
said,
a little
down since I'm on my own, bitch. Down since I'm on my own, bitch. Down since I'm on my own, bitch.
So now he's on his own, doing his own thing. And they're waving them hands, got the whole crowd. He's over. I mean, straight up, we all know he's over. But now, as what Hype had said, they're doing a little cool off on the Bloodline situation, and now his brother's gonna be over on SmackDown with Solo, Roman, and Paul Heyman. Now Jay's all by himself, and we'll talk a little bit about how they were presenting him on Monday Night Raw. I enjoyed it, but as far as him coming on and being a member of the Monday Night roster, besides the theme not really hitting as differently as Jimmy's did, I like this. I like this for him. I like this opportunity for him to be on his own. Everybody has seen for the last 3 years that Jey Uso can carry his own as a solo star, and I think we're going to see the accumulation of it with him and his brother at next year's WrestleMania. But until then, we got to build things that we got going on. We've seen Jimmy. He's taking a more sneakier role, kind of like he's kind of bitchy. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of bitching everybody out in the backstage area. Jay is trying to just lay low on the Monday Night Raw side of things. But Grayson Waller, his show is actually, it's hitting for me. I mean, I like Grayson Waller. I'm a fan of what he's doing. I like that they're using the Grayson Waller effect as a tool to move storylines along. I'm enjoying it. Hype, what were you thinking about this announcement? What did you think about the Grayson Waller effect on Payback?
So I initially didn't love this. I thought it was kind of a dumb idea to have Cody Rhodes on a talk show segment during a pay-per-view. But then Cody Rhodes came out and he did his EVP thing. Wait, that's the other company.
That's the other one, bro.
That I get confused sometimes. He just came out, made an announcement, said, "Hey, I did this thing." So like, I didn't know if he was EVP now or what. But so I'm very proud of him. My first initial thought is, okay, so Jey Uso is coming to Raw. And so that means somebody gotta go to SmackDown, right? We didn't get that confirmation until Raw last night, where it was announced that there will be a trade taking place where a Raw representative will be coming to SmackDown. And my first thought is, okay, this is the road for Cody back to SmackDown, right? Like that is the one and only solution to this. This is why he announced Jay. This is why he's making deals. He's like president of the company or some shit. So like he's going to go finish his story, right? Like this, we are back on track right now.
I touch my knees and I touch my toes. Something, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, no wrong in my eyes. I don't
Love
care.
Cody.
Cody Rhodes, racism by marrying a black woman. He put on for the black people.
He saw racism. He ended it. He ended it. He said, "My beautiful white and black child."
And then he hold back tears. He's like Cody Rhodes, man. He said, great speech in the Grayson Waller effect. Like, yo, Cody is him.
Love Cody. Love Cody. I'm loving how he's weaseling his way on SmackDown, bro.
Right. But somebody gotta face the adversity. And since Cody is going to SmackDown, he brought Jay.
Yep.
So
it really makes story-wise, it really makes sense because it's like Jay said, I've had enough. You know what I'm saying? I've had enough of everything that's going on SmackDown. I need a fresh start on Raw. So he probably orchestrated that. And Cody was like, listen, I'll be part of that trade compensation. I'll go over. You ain't got to worry about nothing, bro. You go over on Raw. You might have to deal with some people that don't like you, but you ain't gonna have to deal with family drama. So I'll go over there. I'll handle business over on SmackDown, and you come over here. And to me, in that light, it makes a whole lot of sense. I think all in all, the way this is unfolding is definitely leading us to a lot of situations over at WrestleMania.
Yes.
So I want to ask a question because sure. I in one of my group chats. Do you look at this as long-term booking, or do you look at this as, okay, we're just gonna separate them until WrestleMania season, then we'll kick it back up?
I mean, it's a little bit of both because it is long-term booking in the grand scheme of things, but also they're trying to cool it off because where they have those people that are like, oh, I'm loving everything that's going on. I'm seeing just from gauging people's reactions, comments, mindsets, and stuff like that. It's like now it seems like it's getting a little overly convoluted. So now they want to try to cool it off. And even Heyman himself has said, listen, we're only here. We're only in the bottom of the third when it comes to the storyline.
Yeah.
Like we still got a lot of story ahead of us. So it makes sense why they're trying to do the separation thing. They kind of did the same thing with Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, try to keep them separated for a little bit.
They coming back too.
And I think a lot of stuff is going to be coming back around. So I think it's and one thing that I've noticed is that Triple H tells stories very slowly. That's not a bad thing.
No,
that's not a bad thing. It's methodical, slow storytelling, and it works. And I think that the formula that they have now, where they have these banger matches, this is always a formula that I thought WWE can have when they started recruiting all this NXT talent. Like they're like, it got to a point where the wrestling was incredible, but the stories were dry, and there was and sometimes right. Like when you have incredible matches, that's great, but it's like that other element that element that I think makes a 5-star match a 5-star match is, what are we doing this for? What's the reason? What's hanging in the balance? What's on the line? And there's just got to be like, why do I care? And I think
Right.
that that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the amazing wrestling with some of the greatest athletes that have been a part of the sport probably ever. I mean, this is just sports altogether. Is that as time goes on, evolution and whatnot, it seems like these athletes are doing more and more insane and crazy things with their bodies, and it's just like a different level. We're seeing that with wrestling. We're seeing them do crazier things that we've ever seen them do before, that we hadn't really seen since like the WCW Cruiserweight division. That's something that we see on a weekly basis now. But now you add in the storylines in there to make things juicier, and you just got a really good product altogether. And I think that WWE is following that right now.
Facts. That's exactly how I feel about wrestling overall. Grayson Waller. A lot of people don't like Grayson Waller. I think the Grayson Waller effect as a whole, I don't like I don't like talk show things on wrestling shows. That's just me.
That's a
Because I
hot
don't
take.
think it really do it justice like people in the past have done it. But Grayson Waller is funny.
He's entertaining. He's very entertaining.
Cody did the whoa, he stepped in front of the camera and did it too. Like, yeah, I like stuff like that. Little stuff that ain't nobody.
Yeah.
You feel like ain't nobody gonna see me. I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah.
Yep.
I like
that energy. I like Grayson Waller. I like what he brings to the table. I thought this was a good segment here, and we're definitely going to unpack a little bit more about the Jey Uso thing. But we got to move on to Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. I mean, kind of was what it was. Hype kind of alluded to it, where it was just like it wasn't. It was just another one of those matches that wasn't hitting. Felt like it was a cool down. And Rhea Ripley comes out on top again. Mommy always comes out on top. And
Mommy is always on top.
Always on top. And it's just another situation where we're continuing her title run. Of course, you hear the whispers like, oh, she's not defending the title. She's just managing Dom and blah, blah, blah. Well, there you go. You got a title defense. It wasn't the greatest title defense, but it was a title defense to keep those haters silenced for at least a couple more weeks. Then we'll see what happens next with her. Aloysius, what you think about this match? Did you enjoy it? What were your thoughts on it?
So I would like to speak on something. For all the people that are saying that she's just managing Dom, who is a credible threat to her title?
Yeah.
Like, who? She just speared Kevin Owens through the barricade.
Yeah.
True.
She be beating up men on a regular. What woman is really going to be a credible threat? No, they have not built up anybody to be a legitimate, credible threat to her.
And that one person that should be, she just beat in a match on the pay-per-view.
The only person I see really like being a threat, Bianca Belair.
But they're waiting. They're waiting so long for them to touch, right?
Yeah.
But nobody. You're right. Nobody else is on Raw. Nobody else is on Raw.
They're testing. I think they're about to do something else with Bianca Belair. I really do feel like at some point she's gonna pull up on that Hurt Business S faction, and we're gonna see a new version of Bianca Belair. I just really think that a reinvention is coming up in her future, because she's got to, like, the lane that she's on now, like, it's been working, but I think that just like they realized with the Street Profits that they needed something different. I think that we're gonna see soon that the same thing is with Bianca, and the element, the formula that we see with some of these factions, whether it be the Alpha Academy, whether it be the Judgment Day, whether it be the OC, is that you have a few men in the group, and then you have a woman in there representing too. And I think that that's a formula that I could see in the future, whatever this Hurt Business, whatever they're calling themselves, whatever they're going to call themselves, that they'll add that element, and we'll see them even more dangerous than before. But yeah, you're right. There really isn't anybody right now on Monday Night Raw, unless they go ahead and pull Becky Lynch and decide. But they're not going to do Becky Lynch.
I think she's about to go to NXT.
Oh yeah, that's right. She might have something going on with Tiffany Stratton. So that's a whole nother thing. Like and then Trisha's been running heel, and Zoe Stark's not there yet, and Shayna Baszler's just floating around the roster. I mean, what they gonna do? Pull Natalya out their ass again? I mean that. Yeah, this is so. I
think Trish might be her natural direction going forward. Maybe they get a good little like feud out of this.
They gonna
But
turn Trish baby?
no, I mean Rhea's kind of mid anyways. The Judgment Day
Yeah,
is
they're
not a
somewhere in the
heel
middle.
faction.
They're whatever you want them to be faction right now. If you like them, you hate them. That's just that middle of the ground, and sometimes that stuff works the best.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the only direction I could see that going in. But man, I got stuck because when you were talking about Bianca Belair joining the Hurt Business to Jace, I was stuck thinking about Bianca Belair in some pantsuits, and I was like, man, that might be kind of hot. But I'm weird.
Yeah, that might be it.
That might be it.
Yeah.
You just like me for real.
Hey, I can see it. I could definitely see it. That would be it right there. But listen, guys, speaking of things that was it, let's talk about real quick this main event. Seth freaking Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura, they're continuing the story with the back injury of Seth Rollins, and
More.
they're yes. And
More.
can we talk about real quick that anime entrance for Shinsuke, the presentation of him? It's going crazy, bro. Hype. What are you thinking? What you think about it? Because I know you got something to say about it. So go ahead.
Look, I need that every single fucking time. Like on every single fucking show. I don't care. Like, give me that shit. Like, because that was the dopest, most creative thing that I've probably seen since, like, well, honestly, the Fiend and Bray Wyatt, a Jace sort of things. That give me more of that and give me more of this feud, because this is about to get hot, bro.
Oh yeah, I think we might see a rematch at
Fastlane. There's definitely something that's coming. Of course, we know and we're gonna get to Monday Night Raw. We heard Shinsuke decline the challenge. What's gonna come of that, we'll soon see. But yeah, man, this match was good. I enjoyed it. Shinsuke looking like a credible threat for the champion, even in a loss. Aloysius, what you think about the main event of Payback?
This is the Shinsuke that we all wanted when he came to NXT. This is what we've been clamoring for. And God bless Triple H for letting Shinsuke just speak in Japanese.
Yeah.
That's all we need. Listen, all he got to do is come. What? Yeah. Dope. It's dope.
Yes.
The anime entrance, the whole thing with the subtitles, and he watch your back. What? Oh. Now, granted, Seth Rollins just kind of Googled some back problems and was like, oh, yeah, this is what's wrong with my back. Cool. I don't care. It
doesn't matter. You believe it, right? You believe it.
Don't know.
I mean,
like, he had him in the arm bar, right? And he was gonna do the typical, oh, I'm gonna pick you up and power bomb me. And then he collapsed. It was like, oh, Shin might got him.
Yeah.
Like, they had me hook, line, and sinker. And yes, I want more of it. I need them to run it back. I need them to run it back.
You could run this till Survivor Series, and I would honestly be okay with that.
Right.
Wouldn't bother me. I love this presentation to Shinsuke.
Payback was a good show. I really enjoyed Payback as a whole. I thought it was a great vibe. Once again, as Hype had said, sneaky good. I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it. It was a heavy weekend, y'all, for wrestling. Once again, absolutely, man. We had All Out. We had Monday Night Raw. And we wanted to get to this point. At this point on Tuesday, we're coming at you on another Tuesday here, and our great guest here, Aloysius Skipper Jenkins III. He's here. We talked his career. We're talking some of the stuff going on with All Out. A lot of stuff happened at All Out Sunday night show, but we got to get to this big elephant in the room, and I know Hype has a lot to say about it, and I want to get Aloysius' thoughts on this as well, and that's everything that has transpired from the CM Punk situation. I'm gonna go ahead here. I'm gonna hand the reins off to Hype. Go ahead, if you could give us a brief synopsis of everything that has kind of unfolded within the last couple of weeks with CM Punk, leading up to the news that we heard over this past weekend, and then go ahead and give us your thoughts, and we'll jump right into it, bro.
I mean, we all know what's happening with CM Punk right now. He don't got no job. Like he woke up on his day off and he got fired like
Tommy,
Craig, bro. Like so, like but I am actually I'm going to kick this to Aloysius Skipper Jenkins the third because I would like to hear his thoughts because it's a very fresh thought on the CM Punk situation.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
So, I like CM Punk as a wrestler and as a character. He was one of the first characters in wrestling where it was just different, right?
Yeah.
It was different. This is new. This isn't, the trash man. This is a guy. He looks like a wrestler, or he looks the part, and then he talks the part. Like, okay, I'm digging this. And then he was gone from WWE. Dang. And then all the stuff came out. He was an asshole. Dang. All right, cool. 9 years later, I guess.
7.
He back in wrestling in the quote unquote #2 promotion in the United States. Cool. Dope. I'm excited. I'm getting that feeling back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like here. And then all the stuff that just happened, it kind of just soured me on everything, right?
Yeah.
But I kind of think that it's it's 3 sides to every story. It's one side, the other side, and the truth somewhere in the middle.
We are the same. Goddamn.
Man. So I really feel like, Jack Perry deserved to get choked out. Because number one, Anna Jay, so I know you really can't fight now. So I'm joking. Number two, I feel like some people probably took it overboard because Tony Khan coming out and saying he feared for his life because Jack Perry was getting choked out. Like, it don't add up to me. But
allegedly CM Punk lunged at Tony, and if according to Dave Meltzer, Uncle Dave, lunge is putting it lightly.
According to who?
Dave Meltzer. You know that Wrestling Observer guy?
Who?
Yeah, the 5-star in Tokyo, 7-star in Japan, whatever shit.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Let me stop because I don't want this. I don't want us to get famous and then Dave Meltzer be like, "Oh, 2-star match" because he was in it. So, hey, Dave, you cool?
We'll just kick it back in here and show him that he's petty.
Yeah,
it's all right. Receipts work both ways, man.
Listen, I would like to return this.
Yes.
So what was I talking about? CM Punk.
Yeah.
CM Punk.
Yes.
Yeah. At some point, they gave this man they gave him a show. They gave him a show to keep the peace, and he couldn't keep the peace. So to me, that means that peace wasn't the option.
No.
Not for him.
No.
Not for him.
And Triple H said it best. He was like, "You hearken for change, but if the change isn't involving you, it's not progressive enough."
Yep.
And that's not the way it should be. Like, we should be happy that it's moving in the direction that we want as a collective, and not just, "Oh, I got the belt."
Yeah.
So yeah, this is what we know, man. Like, wrestling is for everybody, not just Chicago made feel. You feel me?
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Like, my stance has been that I have not loved CM Punk since the Brawl Out thing because I feel like he instigated that whole shit. He should have handled that whole thing better. How you gonna let Adam Page punk you like that and then go off like without your control? But this particular part with Jungle Boy, I don't have a character, Jack Perry. Like, I think Jack Perry, like I said last week, should have knew his role, and his role would shut the fuck up. First of all, you didn't need to do a glass spot on Collision. I think CM Punk was right about that. Like
Facts.
maybe we save that to the pay-per-view and you kind of save your body, because that's smart business in the wrestling business, right? He instigated this shit, and this makes Jack Perry just a fucking prick to me. He's almost worse than CM Punk in this state, because although I know CM Punk has been wrong, and I am not an apologist for him, because I think he's been looking for his own way out. This was not Jack Perry's fight. He should have shut up and wrestled, right? He ain't over here advocating to help nobody, really. He should just shut up and wrestle. He lucky he got a goddamn match on the fucking card anyways, the way he's been not being anything.
Yeah. Let me add to that real quick. Because and I just want to add to that and say that I've been super underwhelmed with Jack Perry's work since his transition from Jungle Boy to becoming this Hollywood Jack Perry. I've been underwhelmed with his work, straight up. I don't believe him. I don't believe his promos, and it's just dry. And I could go on about that. I'm not going to. The fact that here's what I am going to say, and I said this a little bit before we went on air here, Hype, is that I think as far as the CM Punk situation is that CM Punk is somebody who stands on his convictions, but a little emotionally weak.
Yeah.
Like somebody who can't control his emotions. And I think that because people know that about him, there was a committee in AEW, a non-official committee that consisted of the Young Bucks, that consisted of possibly Kenny Omega, that consisted of Adam Page, that consisted of Jack Perry, and whoever they can recruit to, like, here's what we're going to do. Here's the plan. We're going to pick and prod and push at CM Punk as much as possible until he explodes again and gets himself fired, and then we'll just be completely done with him. So once again, like Aloysius said, there's three sides to every story.
Absolutely.
One side, the other side, and then there's the truth. Do I think CM Punk was wrong in some of the stuff that he did? Absolutely. I mean, as somebody who's worked production in professional wrestling, you don't go there to have to see somebody act a damn fool. I mean, straight up. I don't want to go to a wrestling show where my goal is to help put on the best production that I possibly can, and I see this asshole behind me choking out somebody and possibly coming at my boss and possibly coming at me. So nobody wants to feel like that at a wrestling show. I also feel like how much of the stuff that Tony Khan was saying was hyperbole. How much was he hyping this up to bigger than what it was? There's so many different sides to the story, but the fact of the matter is, the facts is that at this point, CM Punk is done with AEW. And honestly, man, if this is the CM Punk that we're gonna get, if this man cannot control himself, man, get help. Straight up, get help. And you're killing your own brand, bro, because like I thought that there was gonna be, I thought they was gonna hijack All Out, and that's kind of not what happened. And it's like people were like, we're starting to care about you less and less, bro, because you don't know how to conduct yourself in a professional manner. And I don't hate CM Punk. I am appreciative of some of the things that he's done in his career. I mean, I was there in the building in Cincinnati when he won his first championship in WWE, the ECW championship. I was there when he won that one. And it was great to see everything that he's done in the Ring of Honor, everything that he became in the WWE, whether it was his work with the Straight Edge Society or his work with the 2011 Money in the Bank situation with the contract storyline. That was great. The pipe bomb promo that he had, the time that he had with the Nexus, a lot of different moments that he's had, basically making fun of Jeff Hardy for being an addict. I mean, so much stuff that he's done. And then this AEW run where he did have some good matches in there, but also like a lot of the time he got in his own way. And it's like, I don't know what's next for the CM Punk story, but I think it needs to not involve wrestling for a very long time.
I mean, there's always Impact.
Who we gonna fight there?
Everybody.
No, let Trinity have her fun first, and then
not wrong,
man. Because is it bad that wrestling companies are going to be calling his phone looking for his wife before looking for him?
It's a shame because she looks like she's in incredible shape. And like, I'm sure everybody, when that picture of her came out where she was looking in incredible shape, people was clamoring for a return. And like,
man, I don't know if y'all caught her on
down.
Heels on this second season of Heels. If y'all catch that, man, she was looking pretty nice. So, and her in-ring work was looking pretty nice. But I mean,
man,
you're not wrong.
What's crazy is AJ Lee was a wrestler in a room full of divas.
Yes, she was. That's facts.
Like, I went similar to how Trish could, like, we're seeing a different side of Trish now because she got a good dance partner. Like,
yeah, for sure. Yes.
Dance partners now. Throw AJ Lee in the mix with that. Oh my God. Like, just imagine if Ronda Rousey had like a trainer like AJ Lee to really teach her, and then like she would listen and try to actually cut promos instead of just anyway.
Throw fits.
That's neither here nor there. So Hollywood,
yo,
I know we're gonna wrap it up here shortly. I got a couple of phone calls to make, but
no doubt.
Let's talk about the real elephant in the room, shall we?
Alrighty.
What we got?
Let's talk about how my client is going to beat your client.
Whoa!
We making this a shoot now.
This is the deal. Okay, so the Infinite Man has a match, Destination 6, on the 16th, I believe.
September 16th. Yep. Opportunity is knocking.
Macomb, Illinois.
So that match is a #1 contender match for the heavyweight title, who your client holds, correct?
Absolutely.
That'd be the right hand of God, Sam Knight.
Now, this isn't me saying we're better than anybody. This is just me saying, you know, maybe it's time for the old guard to lay down.
Nah. Nah. I don't see that happening.
Of course, you would think that, but this is the Infinite Man here. And every giant that has been put in front of us, we have slain. We have slain. So, you know, I just think it's going to be very, very entertaining.
It is. It's going to be very entertaining as we have the Infinite Man, Tim, T-I-M. He's going to be going up against Hunter Holdcroft. An opportunity is a knocking. September 16th, #1 contendership for the forever D6W champion ever, the right-handed God, Sam Knight. And here's the thing. If the Infinite Man can get through Hunter Holdcroft, I'm going to let you know that Sam Knight, he's on a different level. He is on a level. He's operating at a trajectory that not many men are operating on right now. Mm-hmm. And Tim, as talented as he is, I've watched Tim for years. That young man can do things unimaginable. But here's the thing. In order to keep the D6W World Heavyweight Championship and to continue to be their forever champion, it's fantastic that Tim can do all these unimaginable things, but Sam Knight will do unimaginable things to keep that championship. So Tim better come correct if he gets that opportunity to see the conqueror, Sam Knight. And I know you. We're two men cut from the same cloth. You're going to do and say anything that you can to gain the advantage. For me and you, this is a game of chess. For them, it's a game of moves. For us, it's a game of chess. So we'll talk more about this if your boy can get past Hunter Holdcroft, because he's got a heavy duty. You can't look past Hunter. I'd say that you can't look past him.
True.
But if he manages to get through that, that's when the real work is going to begin. Because if he is not in peak condition, if Tim is not in the right head state, if Tim is not ready to go, whenever that championship match is, there's going to be one little error and the 18-year veteran is going to expose it. So you better make sure there's no chinks in Tim's armor when that day comes. And that's not personal. It's just business.
And you could say that, you know, this is Sam's time, right?
We're living in the era of the forever champion.
Where you can't spell time without Tim.
Oh, what?
We will see. We will see. That's going to be a great situation when we get there, guys. That's Opportunity is a Knock-In, presented by Destination 6 over there in Macomb, Illinois, September 16th. You guys already know the vibe. The show starts at 6. Get your tickets now. They're available. And this is going to be a big one. It's going to be a movie, Jack. ASJ the third, we appreciate you, man. It was a great episode. Once again, we all got respective things to do. We talked about what really the main things that needed to be talked about. But before we slide out of here, I got to give you your opportunity, man, straight up, to plug anything that you got going on, any projects that you got. Where can they catch you at? Any of your work? Let the household know this is your time to plug away, my friend.
So on social media, it is ASJ the 3 on everything. I'm kind of a big deal on TikTok right about now. So yeah, man, that's honestly it. Also, real quick, we've talked about Sam Knight and we've talked about Illinois, but I need to address somebody personally. Teddy, Icon Pro Wrestling. You're going to pay what you owe. Just know that. Nobody is safe until then. I just went to Dragon Con and punched somebody in the face because I started thinking about Tim and how he owed me money.
Was it a dragon?
So, yeah. Dragon Con. It's
no, like, did you punch a dragon?
No, it was some random guy with a belt. But
I mean, the dragon would have been a cooler story, but that's cool too.
I apparently knocked the Sonic horns out of him. I didn't know.
There
Sonic
you
rings.
You should have led. You should have led with that.
Man, I just got to say this in all seriousness, bro. I see you. Like, we see you here in your house. All the work that you're doing out there, just trying to make wrestling better, more entertaining. We need that, dog. Like, we need that. Like, we need somebody out here who's stringing the stories together, keeping things really interesting. Because when I first started doing this, I was a big advocate is that a lot of these indie shows, they have incredible wrestling. You can probably see some of the best actual pure professional wrestling matches on the indies, but not a lot of consistent stories going on. And I wanted to be the avenue for change in that. I see guys like Hype who are doing the same thing. I see guys like you that are out there doing the same thing. And like, we see you, bro. Like, we see you out there working. It's not unseen. You know, if it wasn't straight up, if it wasn't seen, you wouldn't be on here right now, bro. Like, straight up, like, you wouldn't be on here right now if it wasn't for the fact that you out there working, and just doing good things for professional wrestling, whether it be commentary, whether it be management, whether you adding music to anything that you do. With us is this podcast, it's managing, it's things like that. Man, we appreciate and see everything that you do, and just keep up the great work and keep killing it down there in the Carolina territories, bro.
One more thing. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, you're good.
Completely forgot about this. Shout out to All Caribbean Wrestling. I'm the voice of All Caribbean Wrestling, which is a wrestling promotion that's strictly for Caribbean countries because they don't wrestling. They have WWE every now and then, but no wrestling company has ever went strictly to the Caribbean. So that's something that we're targeting. We're currently on TV in the Caribbean. So
very cool.
Yeah, so all my people in Jamaica, we're doing a show in Jamaica on the 9th. I can't go because I just had surgery, but we're doing a show on the 9th in Jamaica. And I believe we're going back to Trinidad later on this year. And then next year, we're going to Barbados. So
very cool.
All Caribbean Wrestling. Please check that out on social media and YouTube. Shoot, man. Jocelyn Navarro.
Love Jocelyn.
let's see. I'm trying to remember Jocelyn Navarro, the Wold, the Pope Elijah
Whoa.
Burke, their heavyweight
Yes.
champ,
Yes, he is.
Malik Busidi,
Yep. A lot of great names.
Trini Dan is out there as well. The New Nation, crazy tag team. Like that tag team is crazy.
Yeah.
Isaiah Bronner, the father. Like
I love Isaiah Brown. I love him. Love that guy. Love him. Worked with him a couple of times.
Like it's some dope wrestling coming out of there too, man.
I do believe Pope is wrestling PJ Black on that show.
Yes, the Pope is wrestling PJ Black.
Yeah. Yes. Mark Henry will be on that show. That's going to be very cool.
Yep.
That's Welcome to Jamrock. I went ahead. I actually pulled the actual poster in front of me. Welcome to Jamrock. Check that out. Saturday the 9th. That's going down at Kingston 6, Jamaica. Check that out, y'all. That's great. And that's cool that you do the commentary work for them, bro. That's amazing. Like, congrats on that. And yeah, man, it's like I said, you just proven me right. Like I'm saying, you out here working. You know what I'm saying? So like you seen and appreciate it. Keep it up and keep doing all the great things that you're doing, and we'll definitely have you back on the show at some point to touch base and see everything that you got going on, man. So we do appreciate you. Hype. You know what time it is, bro. Go ahead and run down where we can catch you at and give us your final thoughts, bro.
Yo, what's up, yo? My name is Hypocrisy Jones. Thank you for watching and listening. With this, I can't thank enough our special guest, Aloysius Skipper Jones the Third.
Jenkins.
Yo, that's
Jenkins.
You're my, or I'm sorry, Aloysius Skipper Jenkins the Third. Sorry,
here we go.
Getting a little tired here.
It's fine to be cousins. It's cool.
Yeah. You're my new brother, yo. So very kindred spirit. So can't thank you enough for being on. And you guys out in the household, just I want you to know we got some big things coming with the Pope Elijah Burke with Pope's Point of View. Also check me out on the Kokomo Press on YouTube. That's the Kokomo Press. We had some great podcasts drop here lately, so check those out for us. And kick it over to Howse.
My man, truly appreciate you. You guys already know the vibes with Old Hollywood. Come check out everything that we're doing here at In Your House. We truly appreciate all your guys' patronage for all these years that we've been doing this. And it's really appreciated. It's never not appreciated that you guys still support this crazy podcast built from the ground up. As far as what's going on with me, you can catch me doing the backstage commentary thing this Saturday. That's going to be over at Emerge 71, Columbus, Indiana, for State of Emergency Night 2. Their tournament continues to crown a new #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Champion that's held by Braden Lee. And it's going to be a movie. We've got so much great names. Cole Radrick, Larry D, Big Beef is slated to be there. Lord Crew, Jeremy Hadley, Have Mercy, Percy Davis. It's going to be big. It's going to be great. Another big and great show from Emerge. I'll be there doing my backstage commentary thing. So come check us out. Once again, that is this Saturday at State of Emergency, Emerge 71. And then everything that we're doing here on this great podcast. Of course, check out what's going on at Destination 6. That's coming up. I know we talked a little bit about it, but of course, I got to show love to Destination 6 with all the work that I do with them over there in Illinois. Big show coming up. Opportunity is a knocking. And after that, we'll move right into October for probably a really huge show, but stay tuned for the announcement on that. And as far as me, you already know where to find me. That is at The Hollywood House on IG. That's Hollywood House on Facebook and on X. And then, of course, this great podcast on all those social medias. That's at In Your House. And of course, it's HOWSE. And the W stands for work. So guys, we really appreciate y'all's time. Of course, we want to give one last thank you to our great guest, Aloysius Skipper Jenkins III, for coming on and gracing the podcast. Good luck to everything that he has going on in the future, wrestling wise and just life wise, man. We like to throw some positive energy and positive vibes out there into the world. So hopefully all the success that he wants comes to him and all the happiness in the world and whatnot. And guys, until we meet again next week, I need y'all to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household, we still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.
Kung Fu.
All right.